All right, everything's situated here. Welcome in. Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. We are live, live. Laughs number one in today's chat. And coming in, back second is Ozzy Crosby. Hello, everybody. Come on in early. Well, Las Vegas, early for me. Welcome in. We got to talk today. We got a lot going on. We're going to be covering, we haven't covered the Epstein Maxwell case in a while. What's the newest on Maxwell, Richard? Hello. And also the drama and latest news. It's not going away with Barack Obama. And what am I hearing? What do I know on that situation where Trump is now holding back? We're going to talk about that just a little bit and much more. Hopefully everybody's enjoying their Sunday. I got this photo up. Welcome to Maxwell. Mel Martin is in the house. Hello. Tinfoil House. Hello, everybody. Welcome. If you're new, like and subscribe. We're going to get started in a little bit. Red Robert. Hey, appreciate the membership. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for everybody supporting the homeless and the shorts. I appreciate it, guys. Out there again this morning helping out the homeless. And we'll put out some shorts later on this evening as we got something very big coming up, me and my wife, next week before we head to the mountains. So, John, welcome in. Hopefully everybody's enjoying themselves on this Sunday. What you're looking at there is where Maxwell is going to serve, possibly, we don't know how many more years. So we don't know, but she is in a, I'm going to go over where she's at and who she's with and what do we know in today's live. So that's where she's at. I can see if I can get a better picture. So this is more of a, so this is here, that's in Texas. Now she was in Tallahassee, Florida. She was in Florida and transferred to Texas, security. It's actually a camp. So the questions that we're going to talk about and the answers today. First of all, before going any farther, like and subscribe. Make sure you guys can interact with each other. And all I ask for is disagree when you want. Just kind of like use your mind and no threats on anybody. Just disagree. It's that easy. Otherwise, the mods will give a warning and then actually have to remove you for today's live. This has a lot to do with what's going on with YouTube right now. So just use your own, mind. Disagree. But when you go goofy and off, then you're going to be, unfortunately, I hate to lose anybody, you're going to be considered on a timeout. So, express your feelings. It's your right. Your right. As far as supporting Trump, not supporting Trump, is always your right. But just think about before you make those comments. Detroit, I just want to say hello to Detroit. Yeah, I'm going to bring everybody up to the latest news. We're looking at here a camp. I don't call it a prison. It's a camp where Epstein Maxwell is being held. She was transferred there a couple days ago. Now, is Trump protecting her? That's what we're going to discuss because I'm going to get into it in a little bit. Is Trump protecting Maxwell? And then the separate question would be, why? Well, I'm going to get into what's going on and why they're protecting her. But let me just read some stuff here before we go any farther. Ready? Epstein Maxwell has asked the U.S. Supreme Court, and I quote, to overturn her convictions to nothing. Now, here's a woman who's lied under oath. She was guilty for sex trafficking. These are her charges. So it's not allegedly anymore. These are the charges. Now, you guys can have your own thoughts, but these are the charges. She was convicted. Ready? She helped a network of victims with Jeffrey Epstein. She networked. Okay. These young ladies, a lot of them minors. She was charged with sex trafficking. That's a big crime. All right. That's 20 years sentence. He served 3 years. Keep that in thought, guys, when we're discussing these. I didn't prove her guilty, but this was the jury. She was proven guilty. Epstein, she was the Epstein's right hand woman. This lady was completely evil. So this is not anything about being alleged, you know what I mean, Diddy or anything like that. She was found guilty, okay? 3 counts. Not 1, not 2, but 3 counts of sex trafficking. For me, I've said this before, it's just my opinion, she should have life without parole because these are young ladies, are getting older, and whether they volunteered or not, we don't know. But it was just, it ruined their lives, these beautiful young girls. Yeah, I'm reading you, Detroit. Yeah. We're going to get in that. So she was actually transporting, I'm reading here, she transported many, many young ladies and engaged in these criminal sexual activities that I won't get into. She was just as involved as Jeffrey Epstein, right? You know, you have the consigliere, you have the Godfather. So she belongs there. Now, they transfer her to this camp. Let's talk about this camp. This camp, the camp that we're looking at here, okay, in Bryan, Texas, it's a house of only women there. And most of the inmates in there are not serving anything serious, like no life-threatening crimes. The camp in Texas, women only, most inmates are serving time for non-violent offenses. So basically white-collar crimes. You guys agree on that? Now, did Trump have anything to do with it? Well, that's what we're going to talk about. Before I go any farther, I'll read a few comments. So that's where she's at. I'm going to talk about, did Trump have anything to do with it? This is Trump back with her. Here she is right here. That's her in the orange suit, little lipstick on, looking confident. She's looking very confident, like, I'm going to get out. I'm going to be the rat. She's the rat. She's the rat. That's her right there. Hello, Bruce. So we're going to talk about what, as Bruce says, what did Trump do? But before I do, we'll go to this right here. So yeah, this is it right here, where she's at. This was her and Jeffrey Epstein, good friends back in the day. Good to see you, Bruce. Always good to see you. So we know who she is. We know he's gone. He's unalive. He's unalive. And we'll go back. So this is it. Now, okay. She is asking, and her lawyer, now bring everybody up to date on this Sunday. Hello, hello, hello. Her lawyer met with Trump's and the DOJ and Trump's all Trump's people, Pam Bondi. Remember, Trump didn't say they were going to come out on August 3rd. Today's August 3rd. He said it'd be like August 15th. We will know. I quote from Donald Trump. We'll get into Trump on back and forth on this. I will get into that. He did say, Trump, we will know more on the Jeffrey Epstein, Maxwell, documentation and documents and leading to some certain names around mid-August. He didn't say August 3rd. So when I hear about these people, Mitch McConnell, piece of shit, saying, oh, Trump is not holding his promises. Trump did not move Maxwell to this camp. Trump did not say, hey, move her, keep her safe. Or did he? No, he did not have anything to do with it. This was all done by, now some would say yes, because it's kind of coincidence that she's been talking to the attorneys and her allegations are out there. She has certain names, this, that, whatever, Jim Rat, hello. But the simple is that Trump didn't wake up. Trump has lots more stuff to do right now. He's trying to fight a war, protect us with submarine nukes. We talked about this yesterday and other stuff that's going on, right? He didn't say, oh, we'll move her because she talked. Okay. I'm going to give you my reasons in a few minutes why they moved her. A lot of you already know what I'm going to say. I will give you my reason a little bit. But I want to talk about something here. But before I do, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to read some names and notice everybody who's in here. Thank you for being here. If you're new to the channel, if you feel comfortable, let us know you're new, like and subscribe and where you're from. And be free to interact with everybody on here on this Sunday. Internet friends, just be respectful. Doesn't mean you have to agree with me. Who the hell am I? You have to agree with anybody else, but just be respectful. You know what I mean? Voice your opinion, no hate. Because I won't take it, YouTube won't take it. You know? So that's where we're at. All right, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Shane Lewis coming in saying hello. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for all your support and supporting the homeless. We got a big event taking place here in Las Vegas. Me and my wife and another friend helping out the homeless. That's what we do. Almost all the shorts every day. So thank you so much for all your support. If you see me out there in the shorts, you're coming on live. We're live every day covering a little bit of politics and what's going on in the world. Lots of crazy crap is happening right now. Tennessee and so on and so forth. All right. So I'm going to jump in today. Now, you ready for this? When they call Trump the king, Mike DeMore, how are you? Thank you for that membership. Appreciate you so much. When they call Trump the king, right? I'm going to read off some kings. You guys want to hear kings? Ready? Joe Biden, 48 years. 48 years in office, right? Chuck Schumer, yeah, you got it right, 44 years. Mitch McConnell, piece of shit, 40 plus years. Nancy Pelosi, 38 plus years. Bernie Sanders, 34 years. Trump, 4 years and 5 months. But they're calling, Democrats, not you guys, but the party, they're calling Trump the king, a dictator. This doesn't make sense. For me, Trump is a leader. Now, he did fumble the ball. I've talked about this many times because I'm not afraid to call out Trump because I call it myself. And a lot of MAGA will not call Trump out. He did fumble the ball. Because where he fumbled the ball, he never said, everybody's saying, oh, well, Trump said he never met Epstein. No, he never said that. Trump never met Maxwell. He never said that. Trump never had him over Mar-a-Lago. No, he never said that. All he said was when he found out what kind of creep he was, he locked the doors. He wasn't welcome. Where he fumbled the ball is he had the Epstein files. He ran a campaign. He mentioned that we're going to unravel the Epstein file. But on his defense, see, he fumbled the ball there because for me, he probably didn't have all the documentation. It's as big as that, guys. Okay, yeah, Trump's on the list. Bill Clinton's on the list. Michael Jordan allegedly is on the list. You know, a lot of people, right? But then he comes into office, and then all of a sudden, a few months ago, all this breaks out because Pam Bondi goes on TV looking pretty, saying, yes, we will give out certain information. She didn't say I'm going to give out all the lists on her defense. And Trump goes, you know, he kind of like missed the communication. So he actually fumbled the ball a couple times. But doesn't make him guilty. And now he's doing everything he can to try to give out some accurate information. But he has nothing to do about moving her to this prison. It's the obvious reason why they did this, guys. Okay? She's in a prison with some bad people. They want to keep her alive. They want to keep her alive because and I don't know how much she's going to be a rat or make up shit, but if they want to keep some information to us, maybe some of you guys don't care, but a lot of people have a little interest in this because, you know, it's involving young ladies, and a lot of people just want to Epstein because they hate Trump. So you have three groups. You have this group that just hate Trump. And then you have another group that just house men and house women sitting, watching it all the time, and just are locked into it. That's fine. But then you have people like myself and other people who want answers because it's involving kids or it wasn't kids. So you want to know where our government's holding. You know, is there Trump hiding stuff? Is Bill Clinton behind things? Barack Obama behind things? Is there other names involved? Is there athletes? Is there movie stars? So you have all those categories. But she's there, and they want to keep her safe. I mean, if they want to get somebody, any of us, they can find you, hunt you down, right? Sick world. But at least her odds are better in Texas at this camp. Now, if you're just coming in, we're talking about, is Trump protecting Epstein Maxwell? Epstein Maxwell was moved to a federal prison camp in Texas where there was no big crimes there and all women. She's there, keep her safe, and at least until the mid-August, right? And hopefully she'll come out with a little bit of information. Now, that's up to you guys. What do you guys think? Yes or no? Do you think it was the right, first thing, do you think it was the right decision to move her from Florida to Texas? Yes or no? Do you think it was the right decision for the courts and the prison to move her to a safer prison? Yes or no? Or Iran? What do you think? No? Appreciate you guys being here. Janine, thank you for being here. Jim Rat, thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys being here on this Sunday. Hope everybody's doing well, enjoying the weekend. Weekends go fast. Appreciate it. Linda says no. Release, Chris says, release those damn files. Well, he didn't say damn. Yeah, a lot of people want to release on both sides, but you haven't talked about the Democrats, though. Once again, if you're new to the channel, I want everybody to hear me out. All these people I just said, Joe Biden, Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi, Bernie Sanders, the list continues. They don't like Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, if there was anything they wanted to bring out to make sure to have Kamala Harris win the election, they wanted her to win. When they came out a month before the election, because she didn't know what the hell she was doing. She was drinking. She was having fun. I'm sure she's a nice person with an okay smile. I don't hate anybody. She was not fit for vice president. Never going to be fit for president. Forget about governor. You know, I'm sure she's just a likable woman in her 50s. But wouldn't they, Mike, hello, Mike, wouldn't they come out and say, whoa, 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 whoa. We got the files. We got them. Trump's on there. Even our guy Bill Clinton's on there, but he didn't do nothing. We got some other people on there. We have athletes. We have movie stars, this, that, whatever. Trump, this is the president you want to run the nation to 28? He's on the Epstein files. Where was that at? It wasn't there. There was nothing. Nothing more what they knew. That Trump socialized with Maxwell and Epstein. Ladies and gentlemen, you can socialize with somebody right now. God forbid it could be your best friend. It could be your best man. It could even be your family member. God forbid. And all of a sudden they go cuckoo. People go nuts sometimes, right? And you can have a photo with them. Maybe you had a beer with them. Shit. Maybe you shot pool with them. Maybe you washed dishes together. Maybe you went to an island with them. And I'm not alluding that Trump did. But that doesn't mean you're guilty. So the Democrats knew that. They knew that back then. That's why they didn't bring it up. And another thing is, I really believe that Bill Clinton went to Epstein Island. However, that doesn't make Bill Clinton guilty at all. You can say what you want, a cheater, this and that, whatever. Good president. And also, Epstein's been to the White House when President Clinton was president with Hillary and gave money to the Clinton Foundation. But that still doesn't make, in my eyes, under law, Bill Clinton guilty. But they knew this, the Democrats. They knew this. They knew there was nothing there because they didn't know anything. So they couldn't bring out this on Trump. Yes or no? They couldn't bring anything out. They knew as much as Trump did. Again, where Trump fumbled the ball because he ran a little bit of the campaign. Well, actually, he didn't run his campaign on the Epstein files. He ran his campaign on this. Closing the borders, zero. No tax on tips, big beautiful bill. No tax on overtime, in the big beautiful bill. Helping seniors, big beautiful bill. Helping out a choice, electric vehicle, gas vehicle, helping out with money in the bill. Tariff tax not in the bill as we speak. Stopping war, taking out nukes. It was not on his campaign. He did it, but he didn't run his campaign on exposing it, the Epstein files. He did mention it. He did mention it, but his presidency's not over yet. But he did mention it. But then, all of a sudden, he mentions it again, and while he's president, right? So where he's wrong, he fumbled the ball, and then he said, wait a minute, according to Pam Bondi, we don't have any Epstein files, but now we have them again. So, you know, for me, Trump's going to have to do the right thing and not even mention Epstein files and let it all work. Because once you keep open your mouth, then it doesn't make you look guilty. Well, in the Democrats' eyes it does. But you lose a little trust on the individual that we elected. So for me, if Trump will listen to me, state zice in Italian. State zice. Just stay quiet and do everything you're doing. So that's where we're at with this. And she's there, and I don't think she should be there, but I'm giving you my reasons why she's there. But this is a bad woman. And you can't say, well, she's bad because she's bad. Allegedly, these are all charges, ladies and gentlemen. She was found guilty. Do you understand? This is a woman brought children to an island to Jeffrey Epstein. She was the ringleader for sex trafficking. And now she's there with women prison, with most of these women haven't done anything like that. But I think she's there for a little while. I actually think, I appreciate the likes. Thank you so much. I actually think she's only going to be there a little while. I think Trump's always 3 chess pieces ahead. He's going to keep her nice and calm and make sure she's safe or safer, and then see what kind of information we can get from her. We don't know. She's a liar. In fact, most people who go to prison, most, not all of a sudden now, they're innocent. Anybody goes to prison, they're innocent. I'm innocent. I didn't do anything. Didn't do anything. We go all the way back to the mob days. I'm innocent. I didn't do anything. Racketeer, nope, wasn't me. I'm innocent. I didn't steal the car. Somebody else did. I wasn't involved. Everybody's innocent. Right? And once they see a lifetime sentence, you know. I'm in. The YouTube guy here in Las Vegas, Manny, Sin City Family, looking, I'm innocent in front of the camera. Oh, God's innocent. You shot down people in the strip. I'm innocent. I thought everybody's innocent. And she's a pathological liar. So I don't know, guys, how much information we're going to get. But if we can get a little bit, then a little bit is better than zero. And then hopefully the victims and the families can get justice and we can move on. Now we're going to turn around and talk about Barack Obama. But before I do, thank you so much for being here. Let me just fix everything here. Make sure everything is good here. Hold on one second, guys. My whole screen froze here for a second on this live. We are live here. Thank you for being here. I'm Sal, your host. If you're new, like and subscribe. Let us know if you're new, where you're coming in from, and what's your thoughts on this topic. Before we move on to Barack Obama, on the host, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on this? Do you think Trump is hiding something? Is Donald Trump, do you think actually Donald Trump moved this lady? Yes or no? Did Donald J. Trump have authority to move Epstein Maxwell to a camp in Texas? Yes or no? Keith says yes. Welcome in, Keith. Carla says no. Janine says no. A couple hell yes. Some are saying, Mike, thank you so much for being here once again, taking your time out on your Sunday. Appreciate the likes. Thank you so much. Yeah. Gregory, how are you? Says no, I believe. And Sebastian says yes. And David says yes. And the list continues. So you could see you got some yeses, you got some nos. You know, I will just say this. Trump didn't wake up after that meeting they had with the attorneys. Oh, let's move her. You know. That's up to the courts and what they see. And that's up to the prison on her protection. the DOJ. You know, it's all a combination. But I don't think she's going to stay there long. I don't think she deserves to stay there. She deserves to be in a regular federal prison. Now, I don't want anything to happen to her, even though she's a terrible woman. I'm not saying that at all. But, you know, a lot of people who do these crimes, if it was you or me or family members who did these horrific crimes, we wouldn't be sentenced to a camp. We wouldn't. We'd be getting our horrible oatmeal, burnt toast, and being with other inmates who did similar things and worse. We wouldn't be in a camp, able to exercise, have pizza. I mean, seriously. But again, guys, this is a high-profile case, and they want to keep her meaning Epstein Maxwell, in a safer spot because they're hoping that she'll gather up her books. She keeps these books, she keeps these around, and give us accurate information on Jeffrey Epstein. Because, you know, there's nobody else can tell us this. Because I don't trust that lawyer. With all that lawyer, Jeffrey Epstein, I don't trust him either. I don't trust him. She's the only one that can give us some information. And she could be the rat. Or she could just try to save her ass and make up stories. I don't think we're going to get too much. I wouldn't expect too much out of it. I think you're going to get things like this. You're going to get answers like this. You're going to hear, well, yes, Bill Clinton was in the island. All right, everybody, oh! Yes, Bill Clinton had Epstein Maxwell at the White House along with Jeffrey Epstein. Right. Then they're going to ask her, what's her thoughts? Probably say, what's your thoughts on Trump? She said, well, I met him. I had dinner. Me and Epstein and Mar-a-Lago. She's going to say that. Then you're going to hear people, oh, you see? But that doesn't make him guilty. And you're going to hear things like that. And she'll probably give out some names who might be shocked. Maybe a Hollywood movie star. Maybe a female. Maybe a female. Maybe a sports athlete. You know, I would expect something like that. As far as politicians, those are the two she's going to say, is Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. That's what she's going to say. She's going to say they were socialized. And they're going to say, well, did you see Bill Clinton perform in any of these horrific acts with young ladies? And her answer is going to be, you guys complete it. Her answer will be what? Did you see Bill Clinton participate in any of these horrific sexual crimes? And your answer will be what? Yes. Greg says yes. Nathan says yes. Deborah says yes. Adam says yes. And more yeses. She will say no. Janine says yes. And then the next question will be, Crystal, how are you? Our loyal moderators in the house. Thank you, Crystal. Taking the time and effort on your busy days, getting ready for school in the house with Janine and Mike M. and Lemon J. Thank you all moderators. Appreciate it, guys. Be free to interact with each other on here and voice your opinion. Everybody should be able to express their opinions in a professional manner and no hate. So thank you so much. The next question they're going to ask Glickstein, did our president or did Donald Trump go to the Epstein Island? And the answer is going to be no. All right, next question. Did Trump have over Epstein, Maxwell, and Epstein to the White House? Or to the Mar-a-Lago? Yeah, I met him. Everybody's going to, and then she's going to get everybody's attention. Oh, shit, she's actually telling the truth. Did Trump do anything? I didn't see anything. Right? I didn't see anything, right? She's going to, and then all of a sudden they're going to ask her some other questions. Then she'll make up a few names. And then she might come up with some truth. And then that's going to be up to the courts and DOJ, and this could get complicated. Because if they gave out a famous football player, like famous, like big football player, I'm not going to mention any names, holy shit. You know what I mean? So And I think that's another group of people who want to know the Epstein files because they want to know more than if Trump's on there. Because you have the Trump haters. They want to know if Trump's on there. Then you have the MAGA who hate Clinton, right? They want to know if Clinton was on there, even though it's been proven he's had money and all that. But they want to hear more. People want to hear, you know. Who else? Who else was there? Robert De Niro? You know, Tom Brady? Who else? They want, you know, people are curious. People live on this. And I'm not judging, but people live on. Then they get the other group of people that are saying, you know, we want justice. We deserve answers. Right? Trump, we want answers. Democrats, we want answers. We want to know because you know why? If we let this happen again, you know, because it will, so we can't let it happen. Now I'm going to jump on to Barack Obama. Barack Obama is getting closer and closer to being investigated, okay? And Obama crossed the line. And Obama's worried because he's another one. He goes back at Trump. If I'm Barack Obama and you're accused of a hoax, because you're not president, I would just keep my mouth shut. I would just make one statement. It didn't happen. But he goes rattles on, then talks about the Barack Obama. It was stuff made up on the election. There was no interference with Russia in the election with either one, with Hillary or Trump. There was no interference. Hillary ran a horrible campaign, and that's the end of it. And Trump won. Appreciate the donation. Thank you so much, Mega. But Trump and Kamala Vance, appreciate that super chat, are puppets. Same things as every country. Take your country and Americans. I do my part in Mexico. They want to control us and take us UBI. Appreciate your donation. Thank you for your comment on this Sunday. And God bless you and your family. So you have different opinions on both. Personally, I don't think anything's going to happen to Barack Obama because Trump signed it where you can't go back on former president and lock him up for any crime. But they'll try to expose maybe some of these other people around Barack Obama. Possibly Hillary Clinton could be charged with something. We'll have to see on that, how that develops. But, you know, if we let this go with Barack Obama and made up hoax, what's that mean for the Democrat Party and Republican Party in the future? Right? What's that mean for trusting, hello, Paul, your party in the future? How do you trust any of them if there's no justice on a hoax? Allegedly, we don't know for sure. But if there is, then where do we go from there? How do we trust the Constitution? How do we trust the election? You know, there'll be a lot of unsolved answers. So I feel that something should be done. Now, as far as arresting him, I don't know. I don't know how they can do it. But hopefully they can dig in a little deeper and get some more information. We're turning the tables on Barack Obama. We go back to Maxine and where she's at right now. But if you're just coming in, there's all kinds of rumors out there that Trump had something to do with moving her. No. They moved her, the warden, the prison, for her best interest because she was exposed on this is like in modern history, Epstein files, and they know there's people that are in that cell in Florida that easily could have done something to her, and they don't want that to happen. It would really, it's not that they were worried about her so much, the prison, but for the reputation. Guys, it's all about money. Files, the prison, we could go all day long, but we won't. It's all about money, and the prison didn't want that. The warden didn't want that. So let's move her over until she spills the beans. And if she doesn't, we'll send her back to Florida or somewhere else. So appreciate everybody being here on this Sunday. But this is where we're heading with all this. And I don't think everybody should get their hopes up that, you know, because I'm hearing stories on the MAGA side too. Well, Bill Clinton will be in jail for this. There's no evidence right now. There's just no evidence of Bill Clinton being on Epstein. I don't know. Well, there's tracking, but there's no evidence that there's no video. Unless she has some photos of Clinton. But even if she did, let's just say for conversation purpose, she had a photo with any of the presidents or any of the senators. Let's just say she did. They have to be in blocking out the victims and, and show that. And show that there's something going on. And it has to be a tracking with money and all that kind. So I wouldn't expect a whole lot of stuff. We might get one or two surprises that come out on August. I believe it's August 15th or a couple days before that. Epstein, where Maxwell is going to come out with her documents and her book and her laptop and everything and expose certain names. That's where we're at on this Sunday. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's what you're looking at behind is where she's at. And here's a better look here. And so here's a picture. Well, that's Trump there when he was younger. Here she is right here. That was her there in Texas. Or excuse me. I'm sorry. That was her in Florida when she was told, she put some lipstick on, that she can be moved to Texas. All right. That's good. I'll take that for now. That's her. That's Maxwell. We'll move you on. We'll move you on. That's her when she was younger. With that piece of... He's a piece of crap, that guy. Horrible person there. That was one of the biggest in modern history, if not the biggest, of sex trafficking of these young ladies. And some people will say, well, some of these young ladies participated. We don't know. Even so, this stuff cannot happen anymore in America. We cannot have young children, boys or girls, encouraged in these. You can't have it. It's got to be stopped. And that woman is simply evil. If you're just coming in, these are the charges. We got to remember this. 3 counts of sex trafficking. 3. She was Epstein's right-hand woman. She helped a network of victims. She's formed these networks. Plenty of networks. And she had a woman in charge of the networks. There was other people too. See, that's what I like to know. Okay, in the chat, real quick, guys. Do you think there was a third person? Yes or no? So we have Jeffrey Epstein, Maxwell, who's the right-hand woman. Is there somebody else out there? Or we would have knew by now. Yes or no? You think there was one other person that was behind this? Another ringleader? Is there one other person? Yes or no? No? I'm just throwing it out there. I didn't hear this. I'm just on this live bringing it up. Could have been one other person. And I don't mean like a president or a vice president or a senator leader. I'm just saying another person. Ozzy says yes. Ozzy Crosby says yes. I appreciate you guys being here today. And if you're new to the channel, we are live every day. Bringing up the biggest topics in the news, discussing what's going on, what's the next move for Trump, who's done a lot of good stuff for us, and had a couple fumbles. The latest on the Russian hoax, and we've been covering the earthquakes and much, much more. So if you enjoy that kind of content and breaking news on these creeps in Montana who's on the loose and the guy in Tennessee, this world's upside down. Or do we just have more media coverage and YouTube and Facebook? I don't know, but that's what we cover on here. Somebody says it wasn't a hoax. I'm reading all comments. Paul coming through with a super chat. Thank you so much, Paul. Good to see you, Paul. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. As we're preparing one more time, we got Maribel's got something up her sleeve, but she doesn't want to say anything to help out the homeless next week before we go off to the mountains. Probably our last time up to the mountains, maybe one other time. So thank you very, very much, Paul, for everything you've done, past and present. The only hoax is Trump. Everybody has different opinions. Let me ask this. Is there anybody who was a Trump supporter before? Be honest. Were you a Trump supporter before and now or not? Anybody? Make America go back and work again. Wow, what a great comment. Some comments is really, yeah. Yeah, stay, now if you, make sure you have all notifications because we're going to be talking about Dr. Fauci and not tomorrow, but real soon. We're going to be talking about Dr. Fauci on some of the things that he was involved in, but not tomorrow. But so make sure you have notifications. I'm going to be talking about another creep. Another piece of shit. My opinion. A lot of stuff happened when Trump was president before, right? A lot of stuff happened. And we're going to be talking about that. I'm just reading some comments. Duke's in the house. Louis the Third. Everybody, let us know where you're from. What's going on? What do you think with this whole Epstein? Do you think... Let me ask the chat this real quick. Do you think there'll be a high-profile person on this list? Do you think something will come out from Maxwell on the 15th or before the 15th of August in a few weeks? Do you think we're going to get one big name where we're going to be surprised? Yes or no? Will be one big name, whether it's a president, a senator, a governor, a football player, an athlete, or a movie star. Yes or no? We're going to get a high-profile name? Or is this going to be a bunch of names that we don't know? Yes, Laura says yes. Paul is holding the #1 top fan. Thank you, Paul. James Diamond with the membership says, everyone, thank you, James, and thank you for the membership. Appreciate all the membership. Everybody in the green color, we appreciate it. And 100% goes to help out the homeless here. We fight homeless. Thank you so much. Donnie, who's Donnie? Oh, Don. Rob, thank you for the membership. Stops in and says hello. Hello, Rob. How you doing? Hopefully you're enjoying your Sunday. Harper Kerr, how are you?
Dad, shout out for Priscilla.
Shout out to Priscilla. Who's Priscilla? Oh, your friend. Why is your hat yellow? I don't even know if there's really a list. Yeah, there's people out there who think that that's the list. You know, there's nothing much more, but there's got to be something. I hear what you're saying, but it's got to be something. Yeah, it is gold. It's not really yellow, but maybe in that live. Thanks for clearing that up, Paul. High five, fist bump. Isabel says hello, Lizette. Crystal and Isabel says hello, Lizette. They heard your voice. She says hello. Go Trump. She didn't say go Trump. She has mixed feelings. I think she's still a Trump supporter. I said I think you're still a Trump supporter. Rami, how are you? Good to see everybody in here. Great live. Thank you so much for all your support. If you're just coming in, what the hell are we looking at? That's the camp that Epstein Maxwell is being held as Trump is dancing all the time, dancing. Where's he get all his energy at, Paulie? Paul? Where does he get the energy at, this guy, you know? What, Sal, when are you ready for office? I'm ready. They got me all twisted and turned, but I tell them to all go to hell. They think Trump, you get to see me. I tell them all go to hell. The Republicans too. I tell them all, get the hell out of here with this I tell them all. I said the bottom line is helping out the homeless, helping out our vets. It's not about being a Republican or MAGA or Democrat or independent. It's about helping these people out when you can. They have the resources to do it here in Las Vegas and everywhere. Now, speaking of the homeless, Trump is slowly starting to implement that. And he wants the homeless off the street. But not to forget about them. He wants them in a facility and have some doctors and work on mental illness. That's great that Trump is doing that. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate that. $20 donation. Bipolar Bear. even if there is a famous person on that list, what does the list say exactly? Okay. And Peter O'Toole abused a 14-year-old Tuesday, March 12th. Thank you for that information. Thank you for that generous donation. Appreciate that so much. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's I think if there is a famous person on there, you know, it'll at least give some ease. You know, maybe the victims and the family will say, well, that person who is famous, athlete or whatever, gets justice, you know. But then I think that's what the bottom line is this. Most people want to know, you know, were it able just for Jeffrey Epstein and Maxwell to do this and nobody else involved? See, that's the question. Let's rule out, look, I'm going to say it. Trump and Clinton have nothing to do with it. They engaged in some photos, They had some photos. Maybe Clinton took some money. Maybe he's a piece of shit, but I don't think Bill Clinton, my opinion, would do something. Let's just say, for conversation, they're not going to come out and they're innocent, right? We'll put them aside. The victims want to know, well, who else? You mean just these two people? Who were these men and women doing these horrific crimes to these young ladies? So there's got to be people, and I would assume on an island, that big island, there had to be people with fazools and money. There had to be a few, no? Had to be at least 5, 3, 1. And I think that's what they want. People want to know if it was your child or your grandchild or even you as an adult on here. You don't want this to happen again. So that's the big picture that a lot of people have, and where a lot of people like to separate that from Trump. We want answers. And I think that's where some people got a little aggravated with Trump, because he did say yes, and then he said no, then he said yes. So, but there's no way in hell that there's got to be a couple famous people or famous. Let's just say this. Everybody puts their pants on like we do, but it has to be somebody out there high profile with money. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. And I'm sure there's a lot of people in Hollywood right now, or a few people in Hollywood are saying and biting their nails like, oh my God, is this woman actually going to rat? You know, and I'm sure there could be a senator, a governor, maybe, out there, and maybe he or she was out there and didn't do anything, or still nervous. And there might be a judge. There might even be a damn CIA involved, you know? We don't know. FBI. So, could be a doctor. There's people out there are just sick, you know, high IQs, low IQs. We see it all the time. So, now to me, there's got to be something. And again, there's other people on there who want to see a list because they're thinking it's Trump, and they just hate Trump. And that's fine. But you're not going to get anything on that. And there's people who don't like the Democrats, and a lot of people don't like Bill Clinton. And I don't think you're going to get anything on Bill Clinton either. They can look into the money of Bill Clinton. He got money to the foundation of the Clinton Foundation. They can track that down if they wanted to. If they wanted to. And seeing if any of that money went from Clinton to Epstein. They can look at that. But even if they did, let's say Bill Clinton gave money. They would need video or something, no, to prosecute Bill Clinton. I think it would have been out there. I really do, guys. I really do. And same thing with Trump. All right. L. Smith says, who cares? We just want to see the files. Thank you for being here today. Appreciate it, L. Smith. Viva Mexico. Welcome in Mexico. James Diamond, thank you for the membership. James, thank you for that comment, James. Good comment. number one chat and donation, Bipolar Bear says, of course they need evidence of all the people have now. Or yeah, you got to have, and with all our technology out there, Bipolar Bear, we're all our evidence, we're AI and everything. They can get and take those young ladies, block them out. They could have done that 10 years ago with technology, but they can certainly do it now. We don't want to see that. Families don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Block that out and get that image of somebody, whoever it might be. They can do that. That they can do. Oh, there he was. That was him. I knew it. Ooh, that was a woman. You know, we don't know. Could have been women involved too. Could have been. So we'll see what happens with all this, guys. We're going to know in about 2 weeks. Something. Thank you, Crystal. I seen that. We'll know in a few weeks exactly who's on the documents and how many. Is there 100 plus? Is there 10, 20, 500? It's not going to go away until we get something. This will continue. I don't play with disrespectful people. I quote, that's from our loyal subscriber moderator. I don't play around. I okay with opinions and this, that, whatever. So read that message. Thank you, moderators, for being here on this Sunday. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves. If you're having a bad day, well, make it a better day, you know. And whatever's going on. And Richard also, I didn't know, I said thank you to Richard. Richard, thank you so much for being here. I always miss I miss Mike sometimes, but if I ever miss calling out your name, thank you so much, all moderators, all my subscribers, all new subscribers. Appreciate that. If you're having a bad day or something's going on, it will pass, right? Stay focused, be positive. That's all we can do. And in life in general. At the end of the day, guys, on this Epstein, we have no control. All we can do is hope that we can get some information. Because, you know, we get tired of the government for many, many years covering shit up. JFK, Martin Luther King, both sides have done it. Thank you, Richard. Both sides. We've seen the Republicans play games. We've seen Democrats play games. They all do it. And, you know, there's been a lot of cover-ups, you know. I'm going to do a whole live next week on John F. Kennedy. And that's something else that's not coming out, see. And I think some Trump supporters are a little aggravated. We want to know about, I basically have what I think happened to John F. Kennedy. We'll talk about it. A lot of you already know I expressed what I think, but he also promised that, but it's not over yet. He's still relatively new into this, so it might come out too. And the Martin Luther King, one of the greats. We want to know about that. I like to know what happened to Trump's assassination attempt. I'm surprised we're still not even covering that. But maybe they just want that to go. Excuse me 1 second. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. For those who are saying hi, right back at you. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself and your family, your friends, enjoying your Sunday. If you're off, let us know where you're coming in from. If you're new, we appreciate you. I appreciate all new subscribers. We need to make the best of everything. So well said, my friend. So well said. Everybody keep that word, that comment in mind. Great comment in general. In life in general. Question is, will we get 100 likes? We got 97. I appreciate all 97 of you. Thank you so very, very much. Everybody has different opinions on here. On the Jeffrey Epstein files and Maxwell. I will say this. My opinion on Maxwell, here's where I go. I don't think she will get a pardon. First of all, she doesn't deserve a pardon. And if she did, she would lose a lot of respect from me as a Trump supporter. I don't see it happening, or a lot of people. So as far as a pardon, I would say it would not happen. No way in hell. People would be so upset and would lose trust of the government, period. Because now we have a president we can trust. He's not perfect. None of us are perfect. I'm not. None of us. But people, he pardoned her, Maxwell. Oh my goodness. It could really screw things up for a lot of us. So I don't see that happening. I think this move to the camp, I disagree, but I understand what they're going with this. They're hoping that and praying that there's some documents and they want to keep her safe there. That's all that's about. I'm going to say this. My gut feeling, she doesn't stay there long term. My feelings is she'll be there for a while, maybe even months, maybe even to Christmas, and then eventually she'll be back to Florida. And what they'll probably do, reduce her sentence 5 years. I don't think she should get that either, but, you know, it's a high-profile case, and if we can get some information, you want to take 5 years off her sentence. She served 3. She had 20 at 17. Go down to 12. Give her 12. She'll come out all messed up anyhow. I'm okay with that. Yes or no? But to pardon her or more than 5 years off her sentence, no. No. And we don't even know the information she gives is even accurate. So I want to see stuff. I want to see footage, block out the kids. Give me something. Give us something. Who the hell, me? Give us something. Give us something. Anything. We'll take 5 years off. But you go back to a prison, not a camp. That's just my thoughts, but what the hell do I know? I would not give her more than 5 years. No way. No way in hell. J.D. Vance, where did he come in as, Carl? Welcome in, Carl. Appreciate you being here. Somebody don't like J.D. Vance, boy. Woo!
Yeah, look.
What? Was that me?
That's us.
Oh my God, look at the hair I had. Look at the hair I had. Oh, they can't see it because I have it on. Wow. Oh my God, get my hair back. Get my hair back.
Get your hair back.
David says Trump hates you. No, not you, me. Silly people. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you, Richard. Hey, Thomas. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Anybody else new? Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Now my hair's gone. Keep your day job. I better keep my day job. No, I did not see Trump at South Park. True about what, Reagan? What's true about him? They had little Alzheimer's at the end of his, I don't know. Are you talking about, maybe you guys are, I'm sorry, I'm missing something here. Be free to interact with each other. Vinny, what's happening, Vinny? We're talking about the Maxwell. She's at a camp. After talking to the DOJ and Trump's attorneys, and that's what we've been discussing for about an hour. Just about an hour. Appreciate you guys being here for just coming in. So if you're just coming in, that is where Epstein Maxwell's at. She's being held in an all-women's, they call it a camp prison. Most of these women in there, or all the women in there, have not done any serious crimes. If I'm not mistaken, Epstein Maxwell has done the most serious crime. Why was she transported there from Texas? Well, my thoughts are they want to keep her safe. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, Trump's breaking his promises. if you hear people like Mitch McConnell, Chuck Schumer, oh, she's Trump's not keeping his promises. No, they're putting her there to keep her somewhat safer, so she can eventually expose or some names, famous names. That's what we've been talking about around August 15th or before. So this is the camp that she's at, and I'm sure she's not having just bad oatmeal, right? She's probably having better food, exercise room, and things like that. But I will read this. The camp is in Bryan, Texas. It's a house only women. So only women can be there, no men. Okay? And most of the inmates are non-violent crimes. So non-violent, you know, maybe stealing a car, narcotics, that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff. And she's there with them because they want to keep her somewhat safer. And for me, the warden of Florida and the people around this case think it's the best interest, you know, to move her on. But it's not like Trump woke up and said, do it. And as far as Trump's not keeping his promises, that's unfair. Because Trump is keeping almost all his promises, but he did fumble the ball. So if you're just coming in, oh, here we go, one of those mega stations. No, we're a station for America. And just so happened that Trump has done better than all these people. These people who've been in office, Joe Biden, 48 years, Chuck Schumer, 44 years, Mitch McConnell, 40 years, Nancy Pelosi, 38 years, Bernie Sanders, 34 years, Trump, 4 years and 5 months. They call Trump the king. These people all been in office have not done anything but help America. Most of them have not done anything. And now you got the new generation, AOC, Cory Booker, the mayor of whatever the hell his name is, and Gavin Newsom. So you get rid of these people have been in term. Yes or no? Should these people be in office more than 4 years? Bernie Sanders, 34 years. Pelosi, 38 years. And by the way, speaking of these names that I just read, if any of these people had anything with Trump on Epstein list, if any of them got the files and peeked their eyes through the videos of any of this stuff, cameras or any kind of thing, don't you think, I would say Nancy Pelosi would be number one. She doesn't like Trump. She would have came out and said, bury him and get Kamala to win. She didn't have nothing because she knew there's nothing more than them with a photo together and socializing. Maybe having a sandwich together. I don't know. Mar-a-Lago, right? And the second person would be Chuck Schumer. Oh, that's a piece of shit. 44 years, Chuck Schumer. Wouldn't he come out and say something? But now Chuck Schumer has been talking, oh, well, Trump's in trouble. He's not keeping his promises. Trump is going to pardon her. All this crap. Why? They hate Trump because they know that Trump is going to expose much, much more on these pieces of shit. And the only reason Trump did not expose Hillary Clinton, because he has a heart and he has respect for Bill Clinton as a president. Not respect what he did to Monica, but he was I voted for Bill first time. But get to my conversation. He was a top, in our modern days, top 3, 4 president, right? He has respect. They were probably friends. They're all kind of friends, guys, most of them. So he didn't want to bury Hillary. That's the only reason he didn't expose Barack Obama, Barack Obama and Hillary, Russia, allegedly made up story that it interfered. So Trump just let it go. But now they try to crucify him, literally crucify him. And 34 counts of felonies and all this stuff and over and over and over. Look, I'm not here to say Trump's perfect. I've called him out many times. Janine, Mike M, and all my subscribers have been with me from day one. I appreciate it. What the hell, Salazar? I call him out. I will call Trump out. But he's done more than any of these people together. He's done more than most governors, not most, all governors, most senators, presidents in modern history have done in 4 years 38 years, 48 years. Biden in 48 years. Trump has done more in his time in 48 years. And Nancy Pelosi. These are facts. Say what you want. Now, is Trump drops the F word? Yeah. I like it. He's like us. Should he say it? Probably not. But he does. But he's one of us. Has Trump fumbled the ball in the Epstein files a little bit? Yes. Maybe he's lost communication with Pam Bondi? Yes. But you know what? He's also working on other important stuff. And by the way, this is important for the families. And I've already said if Trump pardons her, I would wash my hands, but I don't think it's going to happen. So he's the best we have. And I don't think you're going to have a president exactly like Trump. You might have a president that comes into office on a Democrat side or I don't know about a Democrat anytime soon. But let's just say for conversation or Republican, they'll be exactly like Trump. You might have somebody who talks better, who, but nobody exactly like him. This is going to be once in a lifetime. But he's not perfect. And I think sometimes, in my closing statement, I think sometimes he does drive the Lamborghini too fast. And, it's the New York in him maybe. And maybe he should slow down just a bit. Just a bit. That's my thoughts. But as far as him or Bill or anybody else, I don't think you're going to see it. Now, for those who are saying release the files, we're hearing mid-August, that some of the information will be exposed. And that what you're looking at behind me here is the camp. It's not even a prison. Well, it's a prison, but it's not where she was, Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell was in Florida, which is a real prison with men and women. And that's what you're looking at behind me. Whoever's putting those hearts, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm reading some comments here. Appreciate you guys being here on this Sunday. We have 107 likes. Thank you so much, guys. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Appreciate everybody sharing my videos in the shorts. Let me just put this out there real quick here. Thank you so much for all those short videos I have. 250,000 on one. That's good. That's a lot for the channel. Thank you. And sharing those videos, we appreciate, because at the end of the day, what I'm referring to, majority of my shorts are homeless and just short clips of us making homeless awareness. Why do I do it? To show on how bad it is, how bad it was under the Biden administration and committee, how bad it is now, and we're hoping and praying that all of us can work together. So thank you so much for sharing those short videos. I really appreciate it. And there's a lot of YouTubers doing it, and they all have their unique way, and there's no wrong or right. They're all good videos, so support those if you like that. Thank you Bipolar, thank you for that donation. I appreciate that. Let me give you a heart and a like. The Epstein was first arrested in 2006. They gave him a sweetheart deal. During Bush administration, Trump comes in 20 years later, and he's doing the cover-up. Thank you for the comment, and thank you for the donation and expressing your comment. We appreciate that. And again, 100% of that goes to the homeless, so thank you. Interesting information. You guys agree with that comment, yes or no? Remember, we are Americans. Darlene, amen. High five, fist bump. Darlene, like that a lot. And I will add this, Darlene. It's not about Democrats, not about Republicans, not about Trump, Clinton, Barack Obama. We got to remember who it's about. Sometimes we lose. It's about us. Whether you vote Trump in or not, or whether you vote whoever the next president is or not, it's about Americans. So well said. I love those kind of comments. Love those comments. It's about us. What helps us out to be a stable economy, a safer economy, that kind of stuff. If you would ask 20,000 Americans about a safer border, Everybody's going to say yes. You want it safe. You don't want people coming here. We want people to come here from all over. Trump has said that legally and safe and go through a process. I don't know what the process should be. I'm not the president. I have my thoughts. We'll talk about that in another live. And everybody do well, because America is the best place to live. All right. A lot of new names in here. Ciao. Molto bene. Let us know where you're coming in from. Appreciate you guys all over the world, the States. Where are you coming in from? I'm new. Karen, welcome in, Karen. Karen Merchant. Hopefully I pronounced that last name correctly. Thank you for being here. Tasha, how are you? Wisconsin in the house. Been there once. Maybe twice. At least once. Ozzy Crosby. Jersey Shore, I miss. Stone Harbor, Avalon, Wildwood. Not in that order. Ocean City. Man, I've missed the Jersey Shore right now. Being in Vegas for 26 years. Crazy, I've been here 26 years in Vegas. Not there at the camp. I'm just showing you guys the camp. Heather, how are you, Heather? There's Ozzy. No, I'm not. Thank you, Karen. Cindy, how are you, Cindy? Davey Burt says the U.S. is a disgrace. That's your opinion. Taco, here comes the tacos. I always see tacos, but nobody actually sends me any. And if you do, I like it with jalapeno and shrimp. I'm only kidding. Oh, nice to hear, Heather. Very nice to hear. Blessed, yeah. Shrimp Tacos laughs, who was number one today, ladies and gentlemen. Number one. Boom, he's got the notification on. He's batting 800. Not always number one, but pretty close. Laughs. Shrimp tacos go hard. They are good. I'll read some comments. We'll have some fun here. Oh, thank you, Heather. I appreciate it. Yeah, guys, we're live every day. Covering the latest updates. But at the end of the day, we help out the homeless on my shorts. I got plenty of homeless videos. Where you got a day where it's raining, check out the shorts. Put a tear in your eye, put a smile in your eye. Democrats, Republicans, I fight with representatives here as much as I can. There's one thing we all decide on is we got to work on mental illness and health. Ozzy, I got that video, Ozzy, Ray. When I say your last name, Ozzy, because we have a couple Ozzies in the house, at least two. So check out my shorts when you can. And we're live every day, getting into the facts and what could happen. Right now, we're talking about the Epstein and Maxwell, our security camp. Call it a security camp. That's what we'll call it. Because it's not a prison. All women, no serious crimes. But people are saying Trump broke his promise. He broke his promise of what? What they should say is Trump fumbled it. Trump fumbled what he said, but now he didn't break a promise. He's doing everything he could to bring out some information to, give some comfort to the victims and the media and everybody on here. But he hasn't broke a promise. So when you hear names like Mitch McConnell, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Trump broke his promise. What promise? Where were you guys at when Trump was running against Kamala? Where were they at? I guess they probably didn't come on. How come they didn't come out and say anything? They didn't say one thing. Did anybody on here hear anything from a Democrat, Kamala, Biden, any of these people on either side, Republicans either, Nikki Haley, any of them, come out and debate or bring up the Epstein file? Yes or no? There was nothing. Nothing. There was nothing at all. And that's why Trump won in a first-round knockout. The biggest landslide ever. Because Democrats were fed up. It's not because they liked Trump. They knew that Kamala wasn't a voice for the party. She wasn't a voice for anybody. She wasn't prepared. And they see it. The Democrats have seen this. The moderate Democrats have seen what happened to our party. So when they come out now and say, well, we want Trump does not have his promises, Trump has kept almost all his promises so far. Almost. And he's not even finished. He's still got plenty of time left. Now, said that, they did say the 15th of August. Now, if the 15th comes in, August 15th, comes and goes, and we don't get any information at all, well, then you got to start maybe looking at the administration a little bit, and Pam Bondi and Donald Trump. Yes, I will be the first to come out and say, okay, 15th has come and gone. We didn't get anything out of Maxwell, and then you can say, okay, well, you can debate a little bit on both sides. So that's just my thoughts. Shout out to Brandy. Excuse me 1 second. And once again, I appreciate all new subscribers. I appreciate the moderators. Say hello to the moderators who do an unbelievable job on here. Richard and Mike M and Crystal, Isabel, and Janine, Lemon J, and many more. Appreciate each and every one of you for making this channel as great as it is. And all new subscribers, we appreciate you all. Democrats, Republicans, we are all one. And most people expect the truth, whether it's Epstein, Maxwell, or Barack Obama, or anything else. We expect answers. And that's in hurricanes, in weather, in earthquakes we've been covering, or any of that kind of stuff. Herbie Hancock, thank you for the membership. Appreciate you. And anything like that, that involves politics, we as Americans, whether we support for Trump or whoever it might be, Clinton, future Democrat, Republican, we expect answers. But right now, it's been a big fumble on both sides of the aisle right now. I'll call them both out, Republicans and Democrats and Trump. And hopefully we'll get some information leading into this massive cover-up. Or maybe there's not a big cover-up. Some of your comments I read, I couldn't read them all. They're coming quick. It said maybe there's nobody on the list. And, you might be right. But I would only argue that there's got to be some others on there, right? There's got to be some other names. Can't just be a two-man operation with Maxwell, the right-hand woman, and Jeffrey Epstein, who's not with us anymore. It can't just be two. Could it? No. Who are these other people? They were making money. So when that lawyer, I forget his name, Dorkowitz, is it Dorkowitz? Epstein, he's lying too. I'm sorry. I know he's older, respect your other. He's lying. How the hell is he saying there's only a few? Get the hell out of here. What few? They're making it's a $1 billion operation. How the hell could it be a few? Dorkowitz. I invite him to come on my show. Dorkowitz, if you're coming through my live, I want to hear about you. Ozzy Crosby renewing his membership. Shout out to Ozzy Crosby for renewing his membership and helping out this station and sponsoring. Thank you for Ozzy Crosby. Appreciate you. But, yeah, baby, back in the green. As Mike goes, all right, appreciate it. There's no way that there's no other names. Dortowitz. Yeah, it's not as bad as you think, he says. Now, I appreciate him saying, well, I don't appreciate it. I like his wording about he doesn't believe that Trump and Clinton are on there. Okay. And some of the other stuff he says that there's not thousands. Okay, Dortowitz. But when you say there's only a few, and then he says this. This pissed me off, guys. I wish I could get the video. Here's the deal. Dorchowitz says this. Well, these women, some of them are volunteering. You piece of crap, Dorchowitz. That's right. If you're watching my live, come on. Come on. How the hell? But anyhow, let me calm down. I just don't trust him. And I understand he's got to be careful what he says. But he's better off not coming on at all. When I don't mean like he's been on Newsmax with Como. He's been with, and Como, man, he's pissing me off lately too. Another piece of shit, Italian. I call it as it is. Sorry, Mike. He's another piece of shit. Como. I was starting to enjoy him a little bit, not because he was saying good stuff about Trump, but I understand the new nation down the middle. Anyhow, we'll move on. All right. Yeah, but what was I talking? Dorchowitz. He's been on different shows, and he's better off not saying anything. Yeah, I think so. He's a great talker, Como. He's got the energy, you know, and it's his right, you know, what he wants to say. Who the hell am I? But yeah, he's a little bit too much, in my opinion. Gareth says Trump is on the list. DeWine Newman says, I love the hat. I'm looking for more hats like this to give away. Maribel's been looking for hats, but we'll see if we can get some collections. Thank you, Frank Eagle. 119 in likes. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for being here on this Sunday. It's my pleasure to be here with everybody. And today's topic is pretty much what I promised yesterday. I was discussing what's next in Maxwell in a security camp. Will she be there forever? Or forever? Will she be there for her remaining sentence? Yes or no? Will she be at this Texas camp? Bryan, Texas? If I pronounced it correctly. House of Only Women. She's got about 16 years and some months. Mike says no. Think she'll be there for remaining? Whether it's 16 years or 10 years? Yes or no? BB says, I hope she sings. Stephanie says, what are you having for dinner? I'm going to have sushi, Stephanie. Salmon roll and tuna roll. No, she didn't get pardoned. Not at all. Thank you for your comment. This is the biggest cover-up in history. Crypto. Yeah. So far. I'm up there with John F. Kennedy, right? Crypto. John F. Kennedy's a big cover-up. Still is. But yeah, it's up there. Rose M. Love your name. Love that name. Trump is going to pardon her. She knows too much. Yeah, Rose, I don't think so, though, because it would maybe for those who are just coming in, it would ruin Trump's legacy, and I just don't see that happening, in my opinion. And plus, she does not deserve to be pardoned, so at all. That's right, Laughs. Thank you, Laughs. Read Laughs' comment. He just came in about 30 seconds ago. Yeah, you just can't. It would hurt the victims. I mean, guys, we gotta always, ladies and gentlemen, the victims. I mean, they're older women now, but the families have been you can't do it. Cannot have it. Cannot have a party. Do you guys think that Dr. Fauci should have got a pardon? Yes or no? Should have Dr. Fauci got a pardon? No, Biden pardoned him. He probably didn't know he did it, but he pardoned Dr. Fauci. Think about that. I want everybody to think about that on this Sunday. Think about that for a little bit. We're going to be talking about Dr. Fauci probably on Monday or Tuesday. Because that's another cover-up. That's another cover-up. I'm not saying he was directly involved, but we're going to be talking about that. No, Ozzy Crosby says no. We'll be talking about that Monday or Tuesday. So make sure you have your notifications on, because we will be discussing Dr. Fauci, pandemic years, and more. Janine says no. No, he should never have been pardoned, but we're going to talk about it. Because some people on here, and there's some people in general who think he needed to be pardoned, and there's some who feel that he didn't do anything wrong. So we'll be discussing that on the next day or two. Terry's in the house. Terry, I went on the Facebook. I showed you the photos of your Maribel went to the post office. Shout out to Terry. Appreciate her support yesterday and the days before. Thank you so much. Your shirts are in the mail, Maribel says. Beautiful Trump shirts. Hopefully you'll wear them out in public like me and Ozzy does, and many more. Would you wear your Trump shirt or Trump cap out in public, or would you let your wife or your husband say no? Yes or no? Mark Anthony Jenkins says hello. Hello, Mark. You should be, Terry. Now, another. I'm not going to go there. We'll say something about Mark Levin, but we'll let it go. I just heard Mark Levin's voice, like, ah. Now, Terry says, my girl Janine, where's the list? Somebody's saying, where's the list? Everybody, where's the list? We will find out, or maybe not. I think we're going to get some information. My gut feeling is we're going to get a few names. I really do. But again, if you're just coming in, I don't know if you're going to get what we think. I don't know what's going through everybody's head, but I don't think you're going to get a monster name out there. Maybe one name, whether it's sports or entertainment, I don't know. Soap opera, maybe one person in politics. I don't think it's going to be anybody in politics, because if it is on Democrat, Republican, it would just go a whole nother, it would expose. I just don't think it would happen on either side. And it's a shame. I'm not saying I agree. Please, I'm not saying I agree, but I just don't think you're going to get that big name on the Democrat side or Republican side. I just don't. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think you're going to see it. Trump broke his promises. He's keeping a lot of his promises. He's fumbled the ball, but he's keeping his promises. Yeah. I'm going to get some tea here. Welcome in, everybody, on this Sunday. I appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. We are live every day. Check out my shorts. We cover the homeless, make homeless awareness in Las Vegas. And that's all we can do is try to help out when we can. Something just froze up here. Hold on one second, guys. Everything froze up on my screen. So if I missed anything, I'm sorry. Everything froze up. Now it's back. Let's see here. Godfather says hello. Okay, everything came back. Everything froze for a second. And now it's back. Where's the update on the Biden auto pen? Big Show's in the house. Say hello to Big Show. Yeah. Exactly. Think we're going to get much out of that either, my friend. And it's a shame, but I don't think we're going to get any more out of that. It's certainly not in his book. It's not going to be in Kamala 147-day book. Probably not going to get much more out of that. We might get some exposure on Barack Obama and Hillary. There might be some arrests, maybe, but I wouldn't count on Barack Obama being arrested. They might look at Hillary, but they're too big of a name. It's a shame, because allegedly, because we don't know for sure, guys, right? We don't know. So allegedly, but there is they should be held responsible for that. Interfering with, making up a hoax. I mean, there should be some crime, no? Some crime, but all right. Somebody said arrest Trump. They've been trying to do that since he's been Trump. They've been going after Trump since he's been Trump. At 62, I look for trouble. At 59, I do too. She was on the list if she had been part of something. Yeah. Be free to interact with each other, guys. We've been on for about an hour and a half. Just try to be somewhat respectful, no hating or anything like that. Otherwise, Crystal and Janine aren't going to waste any time. Evelyn's in the house. Hello, Evelyn. Chris is here. Shireen S. is in the house. And many, many more. And people on both sides and all people. Big deal. Big deal. But once again, if you're coming in a little late, let me just read some names off one more time. These are the people that are bringing this up on some of the Epstein. And listen to how many years they've been in office. Joe Biden, 48 years, has done nothing to help out Americans. He started office in 1972. Absolutely, Ozzy. Absolutely. Chuck Schumer, 44 plus years. Mitch McConnell, 40 years. And the list continues. Nancy Pelosi, Bernie Sanders. Trump's been 4 years and 5 months. And these are the same people. First of all, they haven't done anything from the Democrat Party. They've ruined the Democrat Party. If you're a Democrat on here, yes or no? These names I just exposed, they have ruined the party. They're not the Bill Clinton. They have ruined the party. And these same people, or some of these people, and if I said Joe, I apologize. Like, I didn't apologize how many years and when he's done nothing. But Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell, and Nancy Pelosi are all saying, we want to see the files. They didn't do anything when Kamala was running for president or Biden was the sitting president with the auto pen. Now, all of a sudden, they're starting to come on and want no answers. Trump didn't keep his promises. I quote, Trump had everything to do with moving her. Trump was going to pardon her. Trump was involved. Trump. Nothing on Bill Clinton, where I think both are innocent. And you guys can disagree with me about Bill Clinton. That's okay. Or Trump. But, I honestly think Bill Clinton engaged with Epstein, but it had nothing to do with these. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I would think that would be out there already. And that's on both of them. I would think. All right. Thank you, Ron. Appreciate Ron for being here. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Hello. I'm seeing some pardons on here. I don't believe you're going to see it. But anything's possible. Barack Obama is a female, somebody says. I quote. I don't think so. Joe says hello. If Trump is a con, then all the Democrats are paper tigers. Appreciate you guys being here, taking your time. And welcome in. If you're new, like and subscribe. And all the older subscribers, we appreciate you. And nothing's ever unnoticed. Thank you all memberships and all the donations in the past and helping these lives continue. Linda. Yes, it is gold. And reading Ozzy Crosby's message. And Tony's message. Yep. And Tiffany is in the house. So what we have here, guys, is Trump, the Democrats, or some of the Democrats, Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, are coming out saying Trump is not keeping his promises. He's keeping all his promises. He's done everything he could now to get information for the victims, the family, media, most of us, as far as the Maxwell information on Epstein. She was a big part of this. She was an evil woman. And for those coming in late, read some of the charges. Once again, she was Epstein's right hand, right? She organized this sex trafficking. She was charged. It wasn't, she was allegedly, these were charges. She was charged from transportation, minors, engaging in criminal sexual activities. She done that. 3 counts, 20-year sentence. She served 3. Sex trafficking. She organized and helped and organized with Jeffrey Epstein. And in my opinion, there's somebody else out there. There's no way in hell they did it, but whatever. We'll stick to the. And she organized this network and groups of forming networks of these young, beautiful young ladies. Could have been our daughters or our granddaughters. To do these bad. She's a bad woman. Maxwell's asked the U.S. Supreme Court to overturn her conviction. Should she be overturned if she exposes big names? Yes or no in the chat. Should her whole sentence, she's asking the Supreme Court to overturn her conviction based on what she just told. But let's say she comes out on the 15th. Should she be overturned? I just gave you guys a hell no, Kevin says. Of these charges, of these 3 counts, Sherry K says no. And thank you for being here, Sherry. I mean, let's think about this, guys. This wasn't stealing a car. Don't go steal a car. This wasn't this is bad stuff. We got to remember the big picture in this. Yeah, she's asking the Supreme Court. And by the way, if she hasn't really given anything that we know yet. I've said earlier, lapses after her sentence, yes. I would say if she gave out some big names, I'd give her 3 years, 5 years less sentence. That's it. My thoughts. All right. Sweden's in the house. Shout out to Sweden. Maxwell needs a date with the wood chipper. Kevin says hello. That's kind of funny, Ozzy Crosby. That's kind of funny. Shireen says it's pretty obvious that there's big names in Trump. Janine says, I think she's already given names, and that's why she got moved. You know, that's a great comment, Janine. Interesting comment, actually. That's actually a real good comment, Janine. Yes, I said that twice. I'm thinking about it. That's why I'm saying it twice. It's the Italian. It's my personality. You know, Janine, probably true. Probably gave out some stuff, exposure to certain names. And now they're protecting her there at this camp. Let's keep her safe. But again, I don't think the warden and Tallahassee, Florida want to deal with this. Because if something happens, it makes the prison look bad. But you're right, Janine. Yeah. So that's why they moved her. If it was us, we wouldn't be moved. We'd be eating that stale oatmeal. Horrible oatmeal. Move her to a red state protection from Ozzy Crosby. Or Ozzy Ray, excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, she's not going to be eating stale oatmeal and a half an egg with lots of yolk and burnt toast. She's going to be having pizza, exercising, a shrimp taco. Man, I want a shrimp taco. Now I'm going to get a shrimp taco. Enjoying herself. Nobody's going to want to hurt her there. All my love, the United States from Sweden. Beautiful. Right back to you, my friend. God bless everybody. Somebody says, you're a taco. I'm a taco. Russia again. Somebody says, yeah. Thank you for 131 likes. Appreciate everybody's support today, yesterday. Joe says she does security. Hold on, Joe, sorry. So those, she have the security 24/7 to protect Maxwell. I'm sure she's got the in Texas. I'm sure they're all around. But you know, yeah. Lots of comments, guys. I wish I could read them all, but they come in pretty quickly. Lots of comments, lots of opinions. I get it. I get it. Lots of people want information, but then there's just people out there who just hate Trump, who don't really care. And then there's other people who really want justice. So you have a couple different types of comments from everybody, you know. Why are the victims quiet is a good comment. I don't think they've been quiet. There's been some who spoke, but that's a good comment. And what you're alluding to, well, I want to hear more, right? Why aren't more coming out? Scared? Think about it. Scared? If you had a daughter or a granddaughter exposed to those environments and sexual horrific crimes, maybe they know more and we don't know, but would you want that to be out there, you know, in public? I don't know. I mean, maybe they're hoping and praying that we will get some more information. And then imagine those kids that are young adults now, maybe. It's happened a couple of years, you know. But you got me thinking about it. Yeah, I mean, I've heard one mom talk. I heard one. So, you know, you might get more to speak out. You might, you know, once Epstein Maxwell comes out, and she's lied under oath, though. That's the whole problem. If you're just coming in this lie, she's lied. How do we know we can trust this woman? She's going to do everything she can to save her ass. She doesn't want to be there another 17 years. She wants completely. Maxwell wants the Supreme Court to overturn the whole thing. She's not saying let her sentence. Her lawyer, she wants to be overturned based on, like Janine says, there's a possibility she gave out something. So, but as far as the victims, I mean, that's a tough one. You're involved in politics on both sides. A couple administrations already. High-profile people, maybe, on entertainers, sports, and athletes. We don't know. I'm just saying. So, Uncle Charlie, hey, what's going on? I'm doing well. Hope you're doing good, Uncle Charlie. Always a pleasure seeing your name pop in here. Thank you so much. I hope everybody's enjoying their weekend. South Capon Maxwell is in Iran will sleep on information because of her involvement with Epstein. What does that say about? Yeah, good comment. Are you going to research on real Biden or real Trump? Excuse me. What research? What you see is what you get. Yeah, either way, it's shit, Ozzy. But this story's not going to go away, Joe, until something comes out. I'll read a few more comments, guys. Thank you so much for being here on this Sunday. I hope you guys are having a great day, fantastic weekend. I believe Monday's coming in already. Back to work. Me and my wife have something planned this week coming up before we go camping. She told me not to say nothing and help out the homeless. This is a different, we're going to give out some different stuff, food. Trump's the GOAT, Jim Rat. Welcome back. You've been here the whole entire live. Thank you so much for those who've been here the whole live and supporting this channel each and every day when you can. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, we're going to be helping out. My wife's got something up her sleeve for this week. We're going to be heading to the campground again. Probably the last time, maybe 2 more times, but second to last time. My wife's going to try to stay up there. No rain in the forecast. So we'll be doing that Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday. So stay tuned to some camping videos and live streams and that kind of stuff. So make sure you have all notifications set if you're enjoying these lives and a little bit about politics and what's happening in Trump's world and covering the latest updates of these sickos in this world in Montana and Tennessee. Crazy how many mass shootings we have. Out of control lately. Now some would argue, well, Sal, we have more people, more media coverage. Yeah, but no. There's been more and more of these mass. There should be no shootings at all, or none of these. But world we live in, of course. But more mass shootings. 3, 4, 5 are dying. We had a total of 14 people this week deceased because of this nutsos. These crazy people in Reno, in Manhattan, Montana. We don't expect. So we cover all that. So if you like that kind of stuff and you like to interact and voice your opinion, thank you for being here and make sure notifications are set. I'm going to get off the air in about a minute. Just want to say goodbye to everybody. Once again, thank you all moderators. Appreciate you guys supporting this channel. It's time to jump in the pool and relax a little bit. If anything breaks with anything, I will be coming back live today. Anything, I don't think we're going to hear much more on the Epstein. You're going to hear some podcasts and broadcasts, some good ones. Everybody's going to have their different opinions, but the date we're looking at is August 15th or before. So that's where we're going to get maybe some information on Epstein Maxwell, who's being held at this camp of all women, nonviolent crimes. I appreciate everybody being here. Spend time with yourself, your family before you go on YouTube. Check out your YouTube channels that you like. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe to their channels as well. I'm Sal. I'll see you guys. Thank you so much for all the memberships, all the donations, and helping out the homeless when you can. God bless you all. I'm out. Take care, guys. Be kind to somebody once in a while. Can't hurt. Take care. Take care. Take care, Richard. Ozzy Crosby, thank you for renewing that membership. Mike, always what I do without you. Thank care. Janine, take care, guys. God bless.